स्टार्ट करें सर? ठीक है.
How many people are expected? Some are there to we can go ahead.
We are waiting for Dr. Ambika and
Dr. Ambika, she will be by 4:50.
and Nirmal sir ज्वाइन कर लिए कि नहीं वो चेक करना.
कुछ नहीं, निर्मल सर ने ज्वाइन कर लिया तो we can.
मैं पूछ लेता हूँ फोन पे सर.
This road network in the world, 90% of roads we are using bituminous layer, and bituminous consumption in 23-24 was 88 lakh tons, 24-25 is expected 100 lakh tons. Total we need to import 50% of the bitumen is import, and annual import cost is 25,000 to 30,000 crore. Sir, it is a great thing that today in our country, because of the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, our farmers are now not only Annadata, they are Ujjadata. Not only Ujjadata, they are Bitumen Data. Not only Bitumen Data, they are now Hawaii Data. So this is a drastic change in the policy of the government, sir. The biobitumen CRRI and Indian Institute of Petroleum Dehradun have developed biobitumen from Parida, that is our stock. And because of burning of Parida, we are facing air pollution problem in Delhi. So 1 ton of Parida is giving 30% of biobitumen, 350 kg of biogas, and 350 kg of biochar. So 35% substitution. The biobitumen into bitumen is successful. The product selling in approximately comes to 10,000 crores, and patent is already submitted. And the petroleum-based bitumen cost is 50 rupees per kg, and biobitumen from biomass, that is Parida, coming to 40 rupees per kg.
Online people who have joined, I can see around 15 people have joined. So it meets the quorum. We are including the offline, online. We are about 25, nearly 30 people. So that's the sufficient number for the forum to commence our activities, sir. This is the second meeting we are having. First meeting we had on 12th of April. That was one of the successful meeting. We decided certain things, so I will be just briefing what we did, how was the journey in last quarter, what future we want to do, and then thereafter we'll be taking suggestions, comments from everyone, and we'll be having a word of wisdom from our upcoming chairman, Mr. Pandey sir, and we have our co-chair, Mr. Rexy Ravindran, ex-ADG from MoRTH. Both everybody knows, so we'll be discussing these things after my presentation we'll be taking, and then there will be open house where people can put across what are problem they are facing, what solutions they are suggesting, and then I will be telling how we are planning to take these challenges further and what are our activities towards that. So now without taking much time, sir, I'll be just to those who have joined today first time. What is the Bitumen India Forum? It's basically a think tank which provides, we encourage the sustainable practices, innovative materials, new construction technologies. We also work for proactive policies. Couple of policies we could have been able to get in last 1 year, where we try to rationalize the import of the bitumen, but still certain challenges are there, how quality, and there is a dilemma with respect to the policy as well, that we'll be discussing. Second is we are promoting the different research and innovations in it. One research and innovation along with the CRRI, which we are actually working, is the biobitumen, which Honorable Minister just spoke, that is coming up. So biobitumen, the research is being done by CRRI and being implemented at various places by different road construction contractors or the builders. But Bitumen India Forum will also take some credit to promote it, put it to the knowledge of the policy makers. When I met Minister, I apprised about it, about the approximate cost of it, how much it comes out to, and in fact the Honorable Minister was talking those points in the Parliament. So it is gaining momentum, gaining acceptability as well. More will be listening when Dr. Ambika, she heads this bio-bitumen from CRRI. She will be explaining in more detail about that. And we will be having a use case discussion by Dr. Tasi Das, how they are using, what challenges they are facing, and what benefits it gives to the ecosystem. These are some of the events which we did in last few months, I will say. We, a Prime Minister, we has organized some conferences, etc. These are the photos of that. If I talk about the what is the mission, what actually drives this forum, because it's a non-government body, it's an NGO, it's a society. So why the experts are gluing together to do something? So there has to be some mission. The mission is to promote the awareness of the sustainable practices and technology innovations, promote research and innovations, as I said, connecting the people, providing a network opportunity, and skilling the people on the ground. Recently, sir, there was a case I was discussing with you. We were at one of the site. We came to know bitumen unskilled labor. The bitumen is spilled on his leg, though he was having the safety boot, but still it went inside that and it got stuck. The people, the nearby laborers came and just they put water on it. It further solidified and it was in fact it has to be cut and taken out. It was very painful. So we found that there is a lack of awareness among people about the safety. So how can we improve it? So in this we are talking with the CIDC, and since they have their presence on ground, with them we are trying. 100 we had trained already. We'll be taking it further. So that's another skilling and providing network. There are certain, some success we achieved, but then more is to be done. And there are certain confusion among the different arms of the policy makers that we can discuss. At least as a forum, we can tell them what can be done. Second is, we are also encouraging the collaboration global as well as local. So in global, Bitumen India Forum is leading the formation of Global Bitumen Forum. The first time this will be done on 22nd August in Dubai, where we have invited various bitumen forums of different countries, so that we can create a global to sort out the problem of supply chain and the availability, and we can get the best bitumen at the most reasonable cost in India. Because as the Honorable Minister said, we require around 10 million metric ton of bitumen this year itself in 2024-25. Our domestic production is around 5.5. So balance has to either come from the sustainable sources like bio-bitumen, or it has to be imported. So there is no other alternative. But when it is imported, what are the challenges? How are we going to solve? Those are the things can be discussed. And then we support capacity building and research. The presentation should I have to do again? People who have joined, I will just take 30 seconds to re-stress on this. The key result area which forum is actually looking is policy advocacy and awareness, industry collaboration, both global and local. We'll be talking more about the global in upcoming slides. Research support and the capacity building. The goal is not only limited to meeting the people or doing these things, but we are also trying to meet at the state, different state governments, different local PWDs, wherever bitumen is used, even in building as well, not only road, some part is used in building also. So I had a meeting with NBCC and DGCPWD recently. There again we can do some modification and use this bitumen. So there are plenty of use. The one issue comes with the bitumen is the quality assurance, because logistic is one of the challenge from the manufacturer point till it is put into the hot mix plant. How the same quality is assured, that is what we are trying to resolve. Resolve it and create a completely foolproof ecosystem where same quality is assured at the site. Encourage partnership among the various stakeholders and create a financing mechanism where more and more people can participate. Some of the achievements which we made recently, some collaboration has been there. We create now the first time in our previous conference, we raised this issue of performance grade bitumen. And I am happy to share that this was accepted by the government, and they had come up with a first policy on the PG grade bitumen. So that's the we can say some part in our contribution has been towards that. And then sustainable bitumen, we had trained around 100 plus workers, and more we are targeting that at least 1,000 workers are trained this year about the safety precautions of bitumen and how to better use in a more efficient way, because there is a crisis of bitumen we are importing. So how best we can optimize and do it. We encourage two global conferences, 22 and 23. Both were attended by Honorable Minister. Has been a very successful event. We recently opened an office of forum in Aero City. It is a co-working space. Considering it's a new forum, there is we started with a office co-working space, but soon as it grows, we will be having our own office. We had a tie-up with PhD Chamber of Commerce for promoting our activities and using their PhD chamber ecosystem for promoting our activities and knowledge sharing. We had signed an MOU with them, and they was to come today. Unfortunately, they couldn't come because of waterlogging in certain areas. And now onwards, we are going to start a monthly digest where the latest research article related to bitumen will be published, and we'll be having a monthly webinar as well. And a global bitumen first time we are going to, here India will be taking the lead. So with this, there are a few more points which I will be, I won't take a pause here and take a word of wisdom from you, and then Mr. Srivastava will discuss among other people, and then I will come back after these suggestions how we can take it forward.
Okay. Thank you, Akhilesh, and good evening, everyone. Friends, at the outset, I would like to thank Bitumen Forum to invite us to, give us a space where we can share our experiences and views. The other thing is, I must compliment Bitumen Forum because it is a very young organization, but it started working. Generally, what happens when you form any kind of organization, you first think about what will be the organization structure, how we are going to do it, what will do it. It takes time, but here both the things simultaneously started. One is working on the whatever are our mission. Of course, it is good, and they have achieved a lot. But at the same time, we cannot ignore that what we are thinking, how this organization will look, how we are going to take it forward, because it is not the 10 or 5 issues which we'll have to push it. We'll have to have, basically we have the mission. Now this mission will have to trickle down. What are the issues where we can, and these issues will go on changing every now and then. Say for example, 10 years back, a decade back, when we talk about sustainability, it was not that important, and when we talk about sustainability, we say CRRI bitumen. Today the complexion changed. Today sustainability is the buzzword, and in the coming years it will be, it will get much more importance, because yes, it's a fact that whatever international commitment we made, we have not achieved a significant this. So there are issues where we'll have to go on changing. The point is, what I feel that let us decide what kind of organization, how we are going to build this organization, from where people will come, because we'll have to, enlarge our the size as well. We'll have to have all kind of people, researchers. We'll have to have field people. Today I am seeing Atasi, one of the real user, but I am expecting we should have at least 5, 6, 7, 8 users who are the big people. Similarly, in the research side, if you see, of course, we are fortunate that we have Mr. S.K. Nirmal, who compiles the whole data for the country, and a booklet will come maybe in a month or so that whatever research work has been done. But it will involve the more academicians. I have given few numbers. Perhaps it will add us, they'll suggest us what next. It is not the few research skill which we'll have to take up today and finish it off. We'll have to go on thinking. So we have to have short-term plan and then long-term plan. Then who and how will achieve those plans? Say for example, whatever we have achieved last 6 or 7 months, what are our plans for this year? Let us tell them in advance that we are going to do this. And at the end of the year, let us meet again and say where we are. And during this process, number of new things will come. And when we talk about all this, yes, it is very good that you will come out with the the monthly publication and all those. It is must. Of course, it is must. But it requires a lot of efforts. And depending upon the kind of content it is, then it will find acceptability in the market. If we are publishing something which is really innovative, which is really new, then you will find many takers, and then it will become a means for enlarging our size of the organization. So it is good, but we'll have to maintain that quality. We'll have to have that. For that, we'll have to think what kind of people, from where we'll get the information, because it is monthly. It means somebody will have to work continuously on this. So these are good, no issue, we'll have to do it. Or we can think of something like, let us start quarterly. And when we'll see that we have very good information available, and the frequency can be increased, then we can reduce it to monthly, like this. So, there are many issues which we'll have to address, and I'm sure with all, support of all of us, because we are fortunate in the sense we have a mix which can give me something new. As a part of policy making, not now, but earlier, we were doing a part of it. The people like Atasi, she will tell me really where the shoe is pinching. And then who will do what is our short-term plan, what is our long-term plan. Long-term plan certainly will undergo changing, and when we talk about all this, yes, we have MOU with CIDC, we have MOU with PSD, but how we are going to take this skill development forward? It involves some money. What will be the kind of model, what will be which help us to really train people, because we have the experts but not the money. What kind of, how we are going to do it? Not only this, say if we'll have to run this organization, what are the financial arrangements? Because this organization is not for a year. It should. In fact, it started with maybe today 50 people, tomorrow it should have 500, and maybe after 10 years 5,000 people. I am sure it will happen, because we were only looking towards Bitumen India Forum. Now we are hearing about global forum. So I am sure the way we are expanding, and the second point is the kind of market we have. Government has given a lot of emphasis on the infrastructure, and fortunately road sector we are the largest, minister said maybe
90%, yes.
No, correct, maybe, because the way we were moving, USA they were not constructing roads, we are only constructing roads, so we might have surpassed them.
Sometime back it was second to no, he's saying.
Yeah, he's saying number one.
So, number one is the size of the network. Number two, the kind of works are coming. The budget of the ministry is of the order of 2.75 lakhs crore. And it will continue, I am sure it will continue for at least 5-6 years. So we have market, we have potential. Now let us work together and achieve something. So my only limited point is, let us decide what we'll do, how we'll do, and what is our plan for a year or so. And simultaneously let us think about long-term plan, 5 years, 10 years. When I say plan, then we'll have to talk about all the 6 vertical what you said. Policy, where you would like to tweak the policy, how you are going to skill the people, what kind of research you are going to do. Of course, today whatever is being done can be funded, or if we can't fund it, then can we, pursue with the government or the NHAI or the ministry or the PWDs to fund it, or from where funds will come, how we are going to train the people. All those are the issues on which we'll have to really work. That is my, first thought. Let us hear Mr. Srivastava.
So I will add few points, sir, then I will request sir to add that point on. Thank you very much, sir, for your guidance and the word of wisdom. You rightly said, sir, any organization require a complete way forward plan for short term, long term, mid term, and maybe long term. So we are actually having all those things, and we are also having till now ad hoc kind of structure. But one of the agenda which we want to discuss today, that will be also one of the point, and the plan we had already made for the members. You said who are for example, say you can see the highway. We have members from the NHBF. They are active part with us. We have members from the Highway Operator Association of India. Dr. Jafar Khan is here. There are many. Tube highways are there. So the GR is already. Dr. Tasi is here. So it's a mix. Everybody, all the stakeholders who come across with the use of or manufacturing or transportation or trading of bitumen, they are all, we try to make everybody. It's not only the manufacturer, it's not that we have the oil companies here as well. We have requested Indian Oil, HPCL, BPCL also to be a member and contribute to it. So it's a mix of all, public sector, private manufacturers, traders, highway builders, and everybody has to be an CRRI who supports that in the research and innovations. And so apart from this, the academic institution, IIT Bombay, Dr. Dharamveer and IIT BHU, the big diverse spectrum of people are there. Of course, it's a starting as it goes, and consolidation and proper structure and formation will come. And before we proceed further, I will request Akhilesh Srivastava to share his
कोई सिस्टम नहीं है इसमें सबके पास चली जाए.
Thank you, and good evening to all of you. And I think a lot of things have been already shared and told by Mr. Pandey as well as Mr. Akhilesh. And I don't think anything you'll have to share more from that onward. But I would like to endorse one thing, that what Mr. Pandey told, that short term and long term. And that is very important aspect to focus on this issue. Because for example, short term, these days what we are observing, that there is a intense competition among these builders. Cost is being quoted 30% low and even 35% low. And how it is being managed? This is also a question, and this is a short-term problem and challenges before us. It was not happening earlier. Because if you will take the case of any flexible pavement construction, then substantial part consumes the cost part for the flexible pavement. Therefore, there are some internal information and some feedbacks are there also, that how they are managing the cost cutting. Therefore, being a think tank with this forum, perhaps this aspect should also be analyzed and kept in mind, that how it is being done. And apart from this, it is also what I have got from some other sources, that many manufacturing this oil refineries and all, many of them now they are not much more interested to go for PMB and other products, bitumen. They are much more interested to produce in polymers, and they are in a spite of going to enhance their capacity, they are trying to either keep at the constant, or they are declining, having a declining trend, because this information is being there, that they are getting much more profit margin in producing this polymer part, not of this. Third issue, what I think that it is totally practical related, that PMB and CRMB, just we were talking before the start of this, that these days, due to this traffic increase and MSA increase and all, we are going for this perpetual payment and all. It is a very thick layer and huge consumption of bitumen and aggregate it is to be done. Therefore, there is a certain report that actually quality aspect, it is not being provided there, and it is reflecting in early development of stages and all, and sometimes somewhere it is being raised that bitumen quality was compromised. But issues are also many other things, that it is not directly concerned with the bitumen. Therefore, this all these issues should be taken up on in short-term approach, that constantly it should be given some feedback, some institutional strengthening, some training program, some tie-up with some refineries representatives also, that what is their mechanism, what is their transport and storage and all. Then all these issues should be taken care of that. As far as long term is concerned, I think this is related to the research and other things. But just now I heard from her that some molasses and bio and all issues are coming. Therefore, just this issue has struck to my mind, that some sugarcane factories, lot of sugarcane factories in Bihar as well as in EP. EP is, I think, the highest in Maharashtra also.
Yes.
Therefore, they are producing. As I remember in childhood, I used to visit some sugarcane factories, and they used to produce molasses.
Yes.
Then it is a big smelling area and all. Then I used to ask why it is smelling so much high. Then they used to say that this is due to the molasses. Therefore, if it is so, so that molasses is going to be very useful for the production of biobitumen after adding some percentage of the original one, then this is a very good thing for Indian scenario. That aspect should also be taken into consideration for long-term approach. And next, as far as this import and domestic production, that issue is very sensitive. We should, being a forum, we should have this long-term approach that our production should be sustainable, either in terms of bioproduction or bitumen original production or PMB, whatever may be. Maybe, I don't know, maybe. Therefore, we should not move towards that, and we should not propagate that, okay, let us divert our attention, that it is economically available. Why should go to for this domestic? Therefore, this issue also should be taken care of on this forum, and time to time it should be taken care of, and we should communicate to the concerned institutions and concerned authorities that we should take care of, because it is learned that many manufacturers and many these suppliers they are having a good liaison with the construction agency, and they are convincing them that if you will go for the import of the bitumen, then it is cheaper. Therefore, it will indirectly affect our domestic production, and that may not be healthy for the long term. Therefore, these short and long term issues are very important, and we should keep in mind this forum. Perhaps I hope that this forum will be able to address all these issues. With these words, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. That's what bio-bitumen and what we have to create a sustainable thing which is grown in India and it is developed. But till the time that comes, we have to meet the demand that should be, but with a good quality assurance, those parameters should also be there. Before we,
if you permit, sir,
I will
clarify the issue on
I will come to
polymer.
I will come to that. Let me just come. So before we go to Dr. Ambika, I will allow Mr. Rexy to say a few words. Then Dr. Ambika and will open the forum for everybody. Nirmal sir is there? Nirmal sir? He is not. He is in Jammu, sir. Maybe some connectivity issue.
Thank you, Akhilesh ji. First of all, I must compliment Akhilesh ji for organizing this, and thank all of you all, because the rains also, you all made it to this meeting. There are many people online, more than 15-20 people are listening to us. That only shows the enthusiasm and interest in the subject matter. I am also very happy that Akhilesh and Ambika are here and able to present their papers. First of all, I must thank Akhilesh ji, Mr. Pandey ji and Mr. Srivastava ji to accepting our request to lead this forum. I must compliment and clap them for accepting our request. And we really look forward to all three of you all and Mr. Nirmal also for his guidance, because you all are so senior, you all have got so much information, knowledge, experience of the industry, and it is really the right thing to do that you all should lead us. Believe me, sir, whatever raised questions, doubts you have raised in your talk will be answered with. For example, Pandey was very concerned about our vision, about our plans, about our raising of funds and how we are going to do it, short term and long term. Let me assure you, sir, we are raising funds. We have got 6 people in this group now who have given us a seed fund of 2 lakh rupees each. I thank them. With this seed fund, we have started this particular forum. We are organizing, Akhilesh ji will give more details of a big event in Rajasthan very soon, and that event will be used basically to raise fund for the forum. That's the objective. So I think by the end of the year, the forum will get enough finance to run and achieve its objective. Coming to Srivastavaji's concern about demand, supply and local production and things, some things are challenging. Not only India, all over the world. All the refineries are now going to reduce bitumen production because of various economical and environmental reasons, and the production all the global is going down of bitumen. And we are in a country where our demand is maximum. If you look at Europe, US and China to some extent, they already developed, they already made roads, they don't require much of bitumen. But we are a country which requires lots of bitumen. To give an example, we require around 10 million tons, China requires 30 million tons, 25 million tons, and US requires 35 million tons. So if we are going to match China and US, you can imagine our consumption of bitumen will double the next 10 years. So demand is going to be huge. I'm also very happy doing the meeting with BPC, HPCL, IUC. They have agreed to increase their production. It may not be much, but I think from the present 5 million, they are targeting around 6 to 6.5 million. So they will be increasing their production also. But at the same time, we have to import. Import is not we can avoid imports, and nothing wrong in importing bitumen, sir, because today crude cost is $600, $700, and you're buying a product which is half the cost. So why should India make more bitumen? India should make more petrol and diesel and gas and other things. Why does buy cheap bitumen available in the world? That's what we are thinking. We should avoid it as much as possible. But cheap bitumen is available in the world. Why not look at it from the economical point of view? Make the crude we are buying at $700. That is make diesel and petrol and LPG and petrochemicals, which is more value added. So that's one thing. But I of course accept your concern, and as a forum we'll take up the matter with all the domestic producers, and we'll see how we can become more and more independent. That's one thing. I'm also very happy that India is leading, as Akhilesh just said, about in bitumen research and development. And thanks to Akhilesh's effort, we are having the first time in the world a global bitumen forum. See, there are bitumen associations in US, there's association in Europe, there is association all over the world, but there is no global platform. Okay, and every country is doing some research. If you see, a lot of research is happening in Europe, a lot of research is happening in USA, but things are not coming to us because there is no platform. Okay, so if we create a platform of Global Bitumen Forum, and the initiatives come from Akhilesh, from an Indian person. So we are having a Global Bitumen Forum in Dubai, for a test case, and we will be calling around people from 30 different countries. I also thank the International Road Federation for supporting this particular activity of us. I'm also grateful to PhD Chamber of Commerce who have also agreed to support us. I'm also happy that Dubai Chamber of Commerce has approached us, and I'm meeting them next week. They have agreed to support us in our research and activities and all. So support is coming from all sectors. Every because the idea is great, the concept is great, the objective is great, the vision is great, the mission is great. What we require is people like you to lead us. Now that you all are going to lead us, let me assure you on behalf of all the people here that we will do our best and will live up to your expectations. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Rexy. This now floor is open, and what actually I wanted to, before we take it forward, one of the major thing which is coming up in our bitumen is how we are going to replace the imported, what are the Indian solutions coming up? One we heard Minister saying about it is the bio-bitumen which is coming. Can be better than Dr. Ambika Bahar to tell about it, because she is leading it from the front. She from the CRRI, she is developing it, so we'll like to hear from you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. But before that is that, okay, a bio-bitumen law which we adopted, then it was to my every range these bitumen roads are played. Should we not go for concrete roads? I was again talked at the same question. And I said, sir, had that been the case, I think America would have moved to concrete roads. So it's not the bitumen which is having issue. Now we need to come down to the point what is creating issue that every rainfall or every slow winter season after that we are reconstructing roads. So one point which Pandey said is very, very clear that capacity building is required. We do all the trainings, but who are coming on the trainings? I always tell this, those are not the people who are constructing. The ground people who are constructing, they are not aware of the technology, they are not even aware of as small as things when we go to a construction site, that they should not overheat the bitumen. Now the labor doesn't know that they should not overheat the bitumen, bitumen is going to lose its properties. So capacity building is required at that ground level. So somebody should be there. So I said, sir, your IH is there, but they are training the engineers. The engineers are not going and constructing. It's the labor who is constructing. If we see in the Western countries, I remember I was in South Africa for 2 months of deputation. A small mason knew that, how he has to use the emulsion. He doesn't have to shake the emulsion back, whereas other labor doesn't know. They're not aware of the processes which they need to do it on site for the construction. So, this is the same thing which we talked way back in 2017-18 when BIF was formed, that we need to start capacity building from there. You know, as I remember in one of the meetings, Pandey said that if we long said earlier also that you want to get something, you know, as a rule, you should train the highest officers. But if you want to get something implemented, you need to train the lowest people. So we need to train the lowest people. That is where I think BIF should do something in that direction. Research, I think, is already in the right direction. NHAI and MoRTH is giving a lot of research projects. So I don't feel the need that BIF has to start funding the research, but yes, we need to invest money, time, and our manpower in training the people so that they should know how to construct the bitumen roads. Already, you know, there are only a bunch of contractors as simple as using recycling material, scrap material. Not every contractor is like GR, Adani or Ashoka. They do not know the benefits. Yesterday I had a 1 hour long discussion with the contractors saying, Adani use karna because whatever I have to add extra as an engineer is an extra cost. It took me so much, you know, efforts to tell him that see, you're gonna save your aggregates, you're gonna save your bitumen. It's basically recycling. नहीं मैडम कुछ भी एक्स्ट्रा नहीं डाला, उसको डाले बिना बताओ क्या करना है. So that means people are not aware. So awareness, capacity building, training is the thing which I think we need to do. And then there are roads fail. Sometimes it's because of negligence, sometimes because of construction errors. So I feel if we do not be negligence, then our roads will last longer. It will not happen at every winter season or every rainy season they are going to fail. And the guidelines, we have enough guidelines. They are clear where to use PME. Recently, MoRTH issued guidelines. What is the traffic and temperature? Where what material has to be used? PG grading is soon going to come. So, from guideline from research point of view, I think we are going pretty okay. Even not in other parts of the world, they have done that kind of research which we are doing in India. There are countries which are still constructing on penetration rate, but their roads are lasting longer than others. So it's China, yeah, and then Europe, they're still on penetration rate. They are not moving to viscosity or PG grading. So we are working a lot of grading, upstream level guidelines, but ground people are not aware. So my insight is that I think the BIF should work on that, do it in that direction. And yes, we need to, I want to say that if we do the life cycle studies and if we do the decarbonization studies, bitumen road will always win over the concrete road. It's only that we have to construct them so that they last longer.
Give a round of
Remember that we sat in this room and discussed, I think it was maybe some 6 years back, I think. Yes. And we discussed it, and she always supported us, for that. Even though the Shishoda was IED, IOC, that IOC also supported us a lot, and I must thank both of you all for giving all the support. Thank you.
No, see, there's said a very, very valid point. The lowest hanging fruit and the core area where forum should work is capacity building on the ground. And in fact, toward this, I will just apprise everyone. We had a couple of meetings with Indian Oil and HPCL, BPCL also, and the aim was this only. We want to train the people on ground, the ground for skilled people who are working exactly, and they agreed also. So, and we were searching which is the agency which is having the maximum footfall on the training. So, one is CIDC, we came to know.
I think there is another agency which can help us in this. I recently had a meeting with Skill Development Council.
Correct.
We are thinking to align Skill Development Council with CRRI, and then we start giving this
certificate courses like 3 weeks, 4 weeks certificate courses. People who are working on ground, and then roll that course like the contractor can send their labor or different levels of courses. The ground and train levels. So I think BIF can work with Skill Development Council, and then different people can be aligned.
This can be implemented in a contract. If any contractor has to use it, at least 20% this skilled labor should be there who knows about the subject and bitumen. If 20% labor, if you put in the contract, there could be a better idea for the training. Otherwise,
that's what CIDC does. In fact,
I still also, in touch with them as well. How to train them. That's the
they have in such calls, but it's really right path that we are seeing whatever we are discussing in 2016-17. We are going all across the group, Bitumen Forum is something. I just wanted to share two thoughts, and actually Amrita said rightly. More than looking for good things, we also need to have focus on basic things in bitumen industry of India. And what she rightly said that our focus on skill development has to be for the person who's on the job. That point I think we need to focus, number one. And number two, even on the issues that are coming, and I will just get back to that point, that India's context of in the United Nations for decarbonization and reduction in carbon emissions, the target for 2030, which is 1 billion metric tons of carbon emissions. And I think we are nowhere near. But at the same time, there is a lot of opportunity in the bitumen industry where we can show a definite gain even for the government point of view, because we are getting so much of bitumen, we are getting so much of aggregate, so much of carbon dioxide is now. At the same time, for constructing roads, as Parida was telling, that for new roads we are getting so much of natural resources like aggregate. And I think I heard Africa earlier in her posts or otherwise, she rightly says that recycling is something that has to be focused, and I feel even for our engineers we need to have some lessons on the importance of recycling. I would just like to go to the
the US guidelines have very clearly said NAPA that if you are using a 40% RAP, you are cutting down 40% emissions of road. Clear guidelines, which means recycling has to be there.
and it will decrease the consumption of bitumen also.
Yes, exactly. That is why the emissions are coming down.
So it's a live example. In Ghaziabad Aligarh Expressway done by few highways, the 112 kilometers which was done in 100 hours, there the natural resources saving is 4.3 million tons. That much of natural resources has been saved, and the saving on carbon dioxide emissions is 78,000 metric tons. Whereas only part of the 6 laning was done with the CCPR, and the other one is with MoRTH. So I think we should strategize kind of knowledge sharing with the higher ups as well as on the ground, because I feel if we talk of CCPR or CRRI in some higher levels also probably will take little time at execution level. So, and at the same time, this somehow I think, this is my belief, Pandey will know much better than us, that this target which our Honorable Prime Minister set in the Glasgow Summit for 2013 and 2017, some pressure is going to come, and on the usage of bituminous material which are environment friendly.
मैं आपको just tell you, in fact, I am working with Ambika. We are bringing out a paper which will give the roadmap for reduction of carbon emission in road construction.
Very nice.
Because until and unless I'll say by this what will happen, and for that what is we expect from the government to do it. It is more or less final. Maybe we'll send it somewhere for discussion, and this maybe we'll give it to the ministry. The point is, the way you said, movement will bring out some kind of a policy that decarbonization will be promoted by these ways. how it will pass on to the contractor. I am sure people will come forward. That is what the whole idea of preparing that roadmap will come out very, very soon.
More than 30%
Probably
carbon.
we can put it as one of our, agenda here as well, that we'll have to prepare how best we can make our road sustainable.
Yes, sure, sir.
So the second point which was coming up was what somebody mentioned is that we are going to do natural resources, and Pandey sir also talked about perpetual pavements. Srivastava sir said that perpetual pavements and thin overlays. These are some things which are simple to do. Only thing is that we will have to probably tell more and more to people, or like Ambika is struggling to educate that भाई रैप बनाने में फायदा है. वो फायदा हमको हम समझाएंगे तो उनको समझ आएगा. And sir, this is just my thought, that in this way to go towards our meeting the target of Glasgow summit is that bitumen industry, if we focus on production and usage of right quality of emulsions. Unfortunately, bitumen production in our country and usage, I think we have to do little hard work. Today, we are about 7-8% of the total bitumen consumption. We are talking about 10 million. So we can see how much can be the potential for us. So I think this point we will highlight to our manufacturers, who are the members of the emulsion PMB manufacturing, and probably if required we will give them hands-on this. That emulsion production and use is not something like hot bitumen. We have 37 kind of categories of aggregates. You cannot have a formulation which you have formed, say, for using on road in Jaipur. The same thing can be used in Orissa. No, it will require a lot of effort, and I think we have wonderful institute like CRRI who can create these formulations for us. So for our friends who are from the particularly emulsion manufacturing fraternity, I see there is a big opportunity for increasing our numbers. Country like Brazil, 35% consumption is not even 30% of our bitumen. Of course, US is 35-37%, Europe 38-39%. So seeing from there, it will also help the government's effort to meet those challenges on sustainability and environment.
Thank you, Mr. Suri, for giving a good insight about how we can further improve the sustainability and the carbon emission. I think we should take some question from the suggestion from our people who have joined online. Anybody want, please unmute and say something. You can give your points. Dr. Jafar, you want to say something?
माइक लगाना होगा.
So this is may I please give points?
बोलिए.
यहाँ वाले को म्यूट करना पड़ेगा.
इसको कर दिया ना.
नहीं वहाँ से जो चला
वो आवाज नहीं
मैम उसको म्यूट कर दीजिए. उस वाले को जो लैपटॉप का है उसको म्यूट कर दीजिए.
तो फिर इसमें आवाज
नहीं सुनने के लिए तो सुनेगा ना. आवाज वापस जो घूम के जा रहा है आपका म्यूट है, और यहाँ पे किसी के क्योंकि इको जब ही हो रहा है. प्लीज कंटिन्यू. हम सब म्यूट है तो सुनेगा कैसे? मैसेज कर रहा होगा.
बोलिए.
इसका सिस्टम क्या
है? हवल का
इको डबल तो है ना एक यहाँ है.
आपका जो चला हुआ है ना आपको डबल
अच्छा ओके
आपका माइक है।
सो इट फोन द करेक्ट
अनम्यूट करके बुलाया इसलिए।
I am not position as of now.
ठीक ठीक थैंक
अब तो ठीक
थैंक यू
Thank you. Yes, sir. So good evening, everyone. Just wanted to place 2 points. Though I missed the discussion in the beginning, I joined late. So I have 2 points to place in front of the forum. One is regarding the quality of the imported bitumen and assessing the same, which sir was just mentioning, Pandey sir was just mentioning. So we, in fact, there are several methods available. Like, though we use IS 73 presently in India, we believe that the test which we are doing, they are unable to quantify or unable to separate the performance of conventional bitumen which are made locally and also which are imported from other countries. So we need some additional specification, very simple in the form which I have earlier presented in various forums also. We already have published work on the same, wherein we say that you have to also see in addition to the unaged properties, because bitumen never behaves in the unaged condition in the actual field. Once it comes from the plant to the site, it's already in the aged condition. So we need to have some specification, especially related to the aging index, which is very, very important. We did a recent study where we analyzed more than 5 different bitumens imported from other countries, and we found a lot of deviation in the properties. So we recommend that after the short-term aging, which is typically done using a thin film oven or rolling thin film oven, the increase in softening point should not be more than 5 degrees Celsius, very strictly. Also, the increase in softening point after PAV aging should not be more than 18 degrees Celsius. We found that some of the bitumen, just after a short-term aging, the stiffness increases to 1.5 times, which means the softening point increase is around 7 to 10 degrees Celsius, which we feel contributes a lot to the stiffening of the bitumen at an early age. So since there are a lot of bitumen suppliers in the country now, and contractors are trying to use the bitumen which is of low cost, and being HAM projects, they are responsible for maintaining the entire work. So I feel that they should be very careful, especially with the quality control test which we need to have for assessing the quality of these bitumen which we are importing. The second point is related to bio-bitumen, and of course, we all have heard the Honorable Minister speaking about the same. CRRI and IIP have done a lot of work on replacing the conventional bitumen with bio-oil. IIT has also done a lot of work where we have replaced about 30% of the bitumen with sugarcane molasses of C class. We have implemented the same in the field. We have performance data of the same presently with us, which states that the pavement is in excellent condition. We get reduction in the production temperature, indicating that the technology is sustainable. So I request this forum, if possible, in their capacity, to give us more trial stretches, because until and unless we can prove things in field, such kind of discussions will be mostly on the paper, and it will take a lot of time to bring something fruitful out of these works which we are doing. So this is my humble submission that if possible, one is if we can have such quality control assessments for imported bitumen, and the other is if we can have more trial stretches where we can demonstrate that how the bitumen, bio-bitumen can be successfully produced, implemented, and will have similar or even better properties than the conventional mixtures. That's all from my side, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone interested for any pilot, please contact me.
So there is the benefit. So this is the benefit of the forum. Just see, Doctor, he just wanted some stretch to be given, and here one of the highway builder, Dr. Jafar, offered right now. So you can immediately, we can connect you, and that's the beauty of a forum and Bitumen Forum. So we solve them and we connect the people to solve the problem basically. So thank you very much. We have Dr. Tasi Das with us. She is actually doing, what are the practical challenges and what suggestions which comes from highway builder side, we would like to hear from her as well.
Good evening, everyone. And I have to discuss 3 points and to reiterate this import of bitumen. We are on the contractor side. So we decided that we will import bitumen because, but then we gave the research work to IIT Roorkee to evaluate these bitumen from the foreign bitumen and also our Indian bitumen. But there lies the challenge that they age early. That is the thing. So we took the decision. It's like the decision that we won't be using foreign bitumen for our roads, because we are talking about importing, but our quality parameters need to be met with, which the foreign bitumen currently is not meeting. Number 2 point, usage of RAP. We used again we are the first to use parallel flow drum, and we cycled 60%. And again, under the guidance of IIT Roorkee, we laid successfully 100 kilometers off-road in Bihar, and where the heavy traffic corridor is there in DBM. In DBM, 60% recycled asphalt, and it's performing very well, and it's a heavy rainfall area in Bihar, but the sustainability is good. And the parallel flow drum, it is nothing, it's not the Amman plant only, it's not that we purchase the entire plant or something, it's just a little bit of investment of say 5 to 6 years, and which gives us a parallel flow drum and helps us recycle about 60%, because that's the plant capacity. And also we use rejuvenator, but determining which rejuvenator will be successful in our roads, that has been a challenge also. We tried some 5-6 rejuvenators, then one of the foreign rejuvenators qualified, not the Indian ones. They are also, we have to import. So we have to import, and that's also a challenge. It's very costly. Importing rejuvenators is costly, and so the cost, we have to find a break-even point and decide on the dosage, how much it gives us, because the plant, it increases the plant running time also, because now it has to be increased to 30 seconds in the plant mixing time when we are recycling the RAP. So those costs have also to come in. And then only you come to a break-even point whether the cost of rejuvenator is actually giving you a benefit or not. So it's not that on the paper everything looks rosy, but it's not. Everything comes back with the addition of cost. So determining the break-even point for the contractors, it's really difficult. Now coming to the usage of the bio-bitumen, as Professor Nikhil Sabu already mentioned, and we have done the trial patch. So I will just read a few things regarding about our experience with the usage of the bio-bitumen, and then in the video I can show the video. So the trial was conducted in the month of November in 22, and the design MSA for the corridor, it's from Muzaffarnagar to the Shamli, and 215 MSA is the design MSA, grade 1, BC grade 1 mix, and then approximately the quantity of molasses that we use for this 700 meter stretch is 12.5 tons procured. That's what we procured as 25% of bitumen replacement. Then final binder composition is quantity is 34 tons, out of which the equipment manufacturers also, because why I am saying that then BIF can take an initiative and conduct a workshop to come to bring everyone on the same platform. I guess that's where BIF can play an extremely big role in bringing everyone to the same platform by conducting a workshop that will bring the awareness. So plant production was halved, from the normal capacity due to the warming of the bitumen in the bitumen storage tank. Because as I said, I mean during winter the molasses needed to be mixed in the bitumen at the medium temperature, and I guess Professor Nikhil Sabu will detail further. And then in the plant, I would say, sir, I mean, why don't you brief that what are the difficulties that we faced? And in terms of the truck production, 32 ton capacity, like 35 minutes it's required to be produced, but we increased. It's the plant production is halved. So, but the bitumen also needs to be checked along with the temperature to reduce the fumes and everything. And the environmental issues are there, because when the mix is getting laid also, there are like fumes and all environmental, as sir you have mentioning that the smell and the health of the workers, also need to be, those environmental issues also need to be checked, because a lot of fumes have been produced, and until those are also addressed, then it will be we cannot make it like a holistic solution. What I try to mean, we cannot make it a holistic solution, but I would like to show the video about the performance of the road.
Simran,
But then Akasi, I think this will not be applicable to all the biovitamins. You know, IOC is producing with respect to lignin. That doesn't have any such kind of concern. Rice straw comes from bio oil. That doesn't have such concern. Their concern is separate, that we have to make it cost economical. That is a separate thing. But they don't have such requirement at the plant, at the production, or at the transfer. So every source of biovitamin will bring their own issues with them.
And it may be of different specifications.
Because then we have to work out for all different variety what to do, what not to do.
Yes.
Yes, sir. But the first thing is which has been given the mandate from MoRTH, that it has to be less expensive than the petroleum bitumen. You said no in one of the meetings. I said bring it down to 38 rupees, 40 rupees.
Minister was saying 40 rupees.
If you cannot bring it down, I don't need a biobitumen, I better import it. He said I better import it if your cost is also same to, from last 1 year we are working only on to bring it down than the petroleum bitumen.
What is the point using a biobitumen if it is hazardous to the laborers and it is emitting more of the carbon dioxide? And it is emitting more of the carbon dioxide.
The idea about biobitumen generated that they want to reduce the import cost. If my own cost is coming more than that,
if our health cost is there,
we need to see the performance also, because of course
performance is the paramount. That is given, that if something is not performing,
which the import bitumen right now is not able to give.
At the same time, sir is being saying, while using this biobitumen, carbon dioxide level is also rising.
It's not. I mean, I said that was the first trial. We need to work on it.
We have to work.
We need to work on it.
Conclusively.
Is a very broad term. Same as you say bitumen, but now emulsion, BG40, PMB, all are different. Same is biobitumen. It's a wider term. The source will tell us.
Normal BC. On the other side, we did molasses on one side of the carriageway, and on the other side of the carriageway, it is like normal BC. Can you see any difference? I mean, it is as good as BC or maybe better than BC, I would say. So, I mean, there is no difference at all. I was telling the other video is from the other side, and you can see that this video is from the other side of the carriageway, LHS and RHS, and then one is BC and one is with molasses. I mean, unless you tell, I mean, no one will be able to make a difference. No one will be able to make a difference that there is like 25% molasses added in the bitumen. So this is the kind of the road we are having, and that's the performance of the biobitumen.
These kind of things, they were still they were able to do something. For that reason alone, from 1998 till 2016, this issue was
that can be used. Yes, that can attract the contractors to use the biobitumen. That is all. His cost is higher, it's not likely to go.
इसमें मैं आपको क्या बोलूं? जैसे I am working with Parida. We are using a paper which will give the roadmap for reduction of carbon emission in road transport.
Very good.
Because until and unless I say, well, this is what will happen. And for that, what is the factor of the government? It is more or less final. Maybe we will send it from there. We can't get the way you said, moment we bring out some kind of, a policy that decarbonization will be promoted by the ministries. How to pass on to the contractor and to the people. That is what the whole idea is. Preparing the roadmap will come out very, very soon. Probably we can put it as one of our agenda here as well, that we have to prepare how best we can make our contribution.
Yes, sure.
So the second point which was coming up was what somebody mentioned that we are going to use natural resources, and Pandey sir also talked about perpetual treatment. Srivastava said perpetual treatment and thin overlays. These are some things which are simple to do. Only thing is that we have to probably tell more and more people, or like Ambika is struggling to educate that भाई रैप बनाने में फायदा है, वो फायदा उनको हम समझाएंगे तो उनको समझ आएगा. And एक this is just my thought that in this way to go towards our meeting the target of class summit is that bitumen industry will be focused on production and usage of right quality of emulsions. Unfortunately, bitumen production in our country and usage, I think we have to do little hard work. Today, we are about 7-8% of the total bitumen consumption. We are talking about 10 million. So we can see how much can be potential for us. So I think this point we will highlight to our manufacturers, who are members of the emulsion EMB manufacturing. And probably if required, we will give them hands-on on this. That emulsion production and use is not something like what we do. We have 37 kind of categories of aggregates. You cannot have a formulation which you have found, say, for using roll-on in Jaipur, the same thing that you do in Odisha. No. It will require a lot of effort, and I think we have wonderful institutes like CRRI who can create this formulation for us. So, for our friends who are from particularly emulsion manufacturing facility, I see there is a big opportunity for improving our numbers. Country like Brazil, 35% consumption is not even 30% of our bitumen. Of course, US is 35-37%, Europe 38-39%. So seeing from there, it will also help the government's effort to meet those challenges on sustainability and
Thank you, for giving a good.
It is basically the term from where it arrives is that bitumen has 4 components, where a bitumen person you know, right? So we are adding those components, and wherever those components are present in a bio source, which is like a biomass. If biomass can be
movement to say SARA, saturated
SARA.
SARA, resin asphaltenes.
So very first it started from lignin in other parts of the world. Then from there only the research started here also. That lignin is very rich in aromatics, and all you have to do is, it is a very big source of aromatic, you need to adjust the other fragments. And then you are bringing it from a biomass, which it can be either cotton stock, it can be rice stock, it can be cornstarch. They have all this, except asphaltenes. It will have saturates, it will have aromatics, it will have.
But for asphaltenes, you need still to have to wait
No,
for
but then
asphalt.
there are other systems how we introduce. I cannot say that because it's already in the
is
use it
making
in a-
in bitumen.
Okay.
That is point A. Another is that yes, if you are putting this, even if it gives you 10, 20, 30% replacement, you will save that 30% of the import cost. So whatever is being saved, it will be a dual benefit for both. But yes, right now, if I'm not wrong, in our country almost 4-5 different research projects are going on. One IIT Roorkee is doing that in some classes. Then it's going on at IOC where they are working from sugarcane bagasse, from lignin, then cornstarch, then rice straw. So different resources are there.
Pune-based company is also developed what is the
But that's Raj Industries. So Raj is working with CRRI. So we are jointly
Raj
developing.
Industries has done a good work in it and they have got
Yes.
a maximum success, I think.
Yeah, so, but then again, it was a crude lignin. When they brought it to us, we tested the fragments, it was not usable. Then we told them to do the refining of that crude. Now, in this process of refining the crude, there is again a cost. So now they have to make it cost efficient. So it matches the cost of the bitumen. So there are many works going on. It's not only one, like, rice only can produce or molasses only can produce. It is basically from wherever they are getting those 3 components or 4 components. Rest can be managed.
All components you are getting from all the biosource and adding it and trying to replace it with the main product. That is the main idea.
Also, all of them have some issues like Parida, has issue with the government, that it creates pollution. So therefore, it is also resolving that issue. The government will be interested that it is.
Basically, government is looking for the overall bigger.
Yes. It started with waste food management.
Oh,
Waste and sustainability.
That's the prime driver. Rest is
Does it mean that lot of source of biobitumen is there? Then
For the initial setup, we are saying whatever you are mixing it, you need to match the target binder is quality. My target binder VG40 properties are fixed. Whatever you are going to add, you match it. Any of the properties, that is the thumb rule.
but I think we should focus on that guidelines should be only one
That is my
for any type of products. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to apply quality check at
So currently, India is working with IS 73, that is one guideline for bitumen, and then TNTK 15462. Whatever bioresource you are adding, if it is making a part of bitumen, it has to follow any of the grade of that guideline. Simple. If it is a part of the mix, the way we do in plastic and rubber waste, that it is becoming a part of the aggregate or fine particle, because I came to know that some companies are also doing that lignin being a powder, they are selling it as a dust. So that is a separate thing now. So if we are calling it a biobitumen restriction, then it has to match the property of IS 73 bitumen.
I was saying it is in form of blisters.
And secondly, in the beginning, just we were mentioning that skill training councils are there. At least lot of issues are there, not for this one, only for bitumen. But you know that bituminous layer is the top layer, right? And beneath that top layer there are many multi-layers. Then in many cases it has been seen that due to lack of quality control beneath the layer, that bitumen layer is showing the distress earlier. And blame goes to whom? To bitumen.
That is what.
So therefore this training and concept, this skill training concept or levels for using the bituminous layer not will be sufficient and not will be enough. But for holistic approach should be taken. Whosoever are also involved in layering beneath that, because whenever a project starts, then that bituminous layer activity comes at the last. And prior to that levels are even not required who are involved with the bitumen. And that mistake happens and that you cannot avoid it. Then even though you have done the quality control, everything, good quality of bitumen, everything is there. But
Because base is not that.
yes, it is
So the training will be happen from the base to
right. Best,
I gave only example of the parameters
Yes,
of
the idea was very
training.
good.
Madam's
I
intention
appreciate
was
that.
to make a SOP because what she tried to people don't know what is the exactly how to handle the bitumen. That level of knowledge and that level of information must be provided to the lowest level. Highest, वहाँ ऊपर में कोई भी अच्छा bitumen लाके दे देंगे, but the product will not be handled perfectly.
The contribution of bitumen is 3% to 5%, but responsibility is 100%.
highly plastic soil को stabilize कर रहे हो तो गड़बड़ हो गई एंड में बोला गया कि CRMP के कारण फेल हो गया what will CRMP do now CRMP can't do anything if you
total 4.5% लगा
20 पर 20 PI वाला मटेरियल को आप डाल रहे हो पेमेंट में वो तो फेल हो गया
Somebody saying 10 million tons of bitumen is required and you cannot produce more than 6 million tons, so where is that going to come from? And then there is a statement that important bitumen doesn't meet the standards. And on the other hand, the same bitumen used in UAE, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, all over UAE, is used on the roads without any PME, except in certain highways, airports of course, and specific heavy junctions. There are no potholes, no nothing, no cracking. So obviously either here the mixing is bad, or the people laying it is not laying it properly, as Amita said. You know, this has to be seen clearly. And so not a general statement that the quality is not good doesn't help. This is one point. Number two, how I really ask again, how is this gap implement? We have a circular which earlier said that you got bitumen allowed. Then we have a circular in August 23 made by the ministry in which they say bitumen has to be from source refinery. Now, source refinery must be disclosed. Now, I have tenders today, today. HPCL is 500,000 tons. IOCL also for HPCL very clear. They ask for X time in India, so they are not talking about imports. IOCL is taking on CFR basis. So I want to know what is the source bitumen, because there is no source bitumen producer refinery producing any grade, no BG grade. And the only producer is Parida, who produces only 60-70, mainly going to Africa, South Africa and UAE. So how is it that here we have problems in getting approval for imports? Somebody says you cannot use it. The consultant says no, you must get source refinery. And how is, I like to really know what is the source refinery that IOC is talking about? Because the only source of bitumen, I repeat, in the entire Middle East for export is Iran. And all the goods coming with the policy document of Iraq and Muscat. Now I'm disclosing this openly, yet I'm somebody challenging. This is a fact, and we all know it. So how can we officially declare source refinery of a country which is supposed to be sanctioned? I don't understand. So I really want to know how IOCL is taking source refinery and getting CFR business, and now they are doing CFR bitumen at this stage in the country. How are they doing it? I would like to learn. I am the pioneer of imports from 1998, and I really would like to learn something about how it's going to be, how it's going to be imported from a refinery that doesn't exist. In fact, I am even going to certificate to appreciate that every single producer in Iran is not a refinery. There is no refinery producing bitumen in Iran. All private companies, whether it's Colin Refinery, JR Refinery, Pasaba Refinery, they are calling themselves refinery, they doesn't make them a refinery. Yeah, it's so bitumen. So this sort of complication and this sort of headaches and restrictions and freely operating and doing business. I mean, everybody can check the labs, the quality, the things. We have been supplying to Q virus. We are supplying to LNG, we are supplying to the airport, we are supplying to Pandey, we are supplying to the Ganga Expressway. How is it possible that somebody puts this condition and it's not revoked? Despite all the confirmation and meetings we've had, even at the minister's place, that this restriction must be removed. But we don't do it. God knows for what reason. So these are various frustrations that an importer or a user gets over there. PMD, which can't make the right quality, anybody can make the right quality PMD, emulsion, whatever is required can be produced. Hybrid PMD, high-grade PMD, 8620 PMD, whatever is required can be produced over here by companies who are well equipped. It can be a blanket statement that is not going to, I'm making a blanket statement that this condition put in that August circular of August 23, that source refinery must be disclosed, is meaningless as long as Iran is sanctioned and India follows that sanction, all the rest of Iran is sanctioned. That's all I have to say on this issue. Technical issues, my colleague Abhijit is there, he can answer all the questions on technical issues. Everything Amrita knows well, she's tested all our products over the years.
Right.
Really don't want to say more than this. Thanks again for the opportunity to express this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else want to say something? You want to add something?
I just wanted, we don't have much idea of, like, recently we start hearing about the biobitumen. So what is the advantage and what is the basic, I don't know where this idea came from, but just because to replace the petroleum production for something like it's saving some cost to the government or saving some advantage to it, so people are adding the biobitumen, because as it has been shown, they are adding molasses. So molasses has many better uses as comparing to use on the roads, because I think it is a much costlier product to be used on a roads at present. What is your suggestion?
Time will tell.
Biobitumen is not only molasses.
Okay.
That is just
Rice
one
as, yeah.
fragment. They have said that they are putting, because it is sticky material, it is black in color, it is giving that kind of adhesion. But biobitumen is more than that. It is basically the term from where it arrived is that bitumen has 4 components. You are a bitumen person, you know, right? So we are adding those components, and wherever those components are present in a bio source, which is like a biomass. If biomass can be anything.
You meant to say SARA, this saturates resins and asphaltenes.
So it very first it started from lignin in other parts of the world. Then from there only the research started here also. That lignin is very rich in aromatics, and all you have to do is, it is a very big source of aromatic, you need to adjust the other fragments. And when you are bringing it from a biomass, which it can be either cotton stalk, it can be rice stalk, it can be corn starch. They have all this except asphaltenes. It will have saturates, it will have aromatics, it will have.
But for asphaltenes, you need still to wait for asphalt.
There are other systems how we introduce. I cannot say that because it's already in the patent office. So there are systems by which you can bring asphaltenes also by again from another waste resource.
Some process.
From a waste resource only. So that is how you are bringing those 4 fragments of bitumen and then putting this into the petroleum bitumen. So now here government will solve 2 issues. One, the waste generation. India is rich in agriculture. So ministry said, okay, we have a lot of agricultural waste. Rather than burning it, which is creating pollution, why not use it and make it in bitumen? That is point A. Another is that yes, if you are putting this, even if it gives you 10, 20, 30% replacement, you will save that 30% of the import cost. So whatever is being saved, it will be a dual benefit for both. But yes, right now, if I'm not wrong, in our country, almost 4-5 different research projects are going on. One IIT Roorkee is doing that is on molasses. Then it's going on at IOC, where they are working from sugarcane bagasse, from lignin, then corn starch, then rice straw. So different resources are there.
Pune-based company is also developed. What is
that's Praj Industries. So Praj is working with CRRI. So we are jointly
Praj Industries has done a good work in it, and they have got a maximum success, I think so.
Yeah. So, but then again, it was a crude lignin. When they brought it to us, we tested the fragments. It was not usable. Then we told them to do the refining of that crude. Now, in this process of refining the crude, there is again a cost. So now they have to make it cost efficient. So it matches the cost of the bitumen. So there are many works going on. It's not only one, rice only can produce or molasses only can produce. It is basically from wherever you are getting those 3 components or 4 components. Rest can be managed.
All components you are getting from all the biosource and adding it and trying to replace it with the main product.
Yes.
And
that is the main idea.
Also, all of them have some issues like parali as an issue with the government, that it creates pollution. So therefore, it is also resolving that issue. So government will be interested that if it
basically, government is looking for the overall bigger
it started with waste through wealth.
Okay.
And then sustainability.
That's sustainable.
That's the prime driver. Rest is the different. Anybody else?
Then madam, does it mean that a lot of source of biobitumen is there? Then I think for each type and kind, there should be some separate guidelines for use of that, and that will be perhaps a big challenge for individuals.
No, so what we have thought of, as I said, we were having a meeting yesterday, that for the initial setup, we are saying whatever you are mixing it, you need to match the target binder viscosities. My target binder VG40 properties are fixed. Whatever you are going to add, you match it. Any of the properties, that is the thumb rule.
But I think we should focus on that guidelines should be only one.
That is why
For any type of product. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to apply quality check at the.
So currently, India is working with IS 73. That is one guideline for bitumen, and then PND के लिए 15462. Whatever bioresource you are adding, if it is making a part of bitumen, it has to follow any of the grade of that guidelines. Simple. If it is a part of the mix, the way we do in plastic and rubber waste, that it is becoming a part of the aggregate or fine particles, because I came to know that some companies are also doing that lignin being a powder, they're sending it as a dust.
Dust in a bag.
That is a separate thing now.
Correct.
So if we are calling it a biobitumen restriction, then it has to match the property of IS 73
What
bitumen.
he was saying, it is in form of crystals. So
And
it has to
secondly,
be still-
in the beginning, you were mentioning that skill training councils are there. Definitely, a lot of issues are there, not for this one, only for bitumen. But you know that bituminous layer is the top layer, right? And beneath that top layer there are many multi-layers. Then in many cases it has been seen that due to lack of quality control beneath the layers, that bitumen layer is showing the distress earlier. And blame goes to whom?
Bitumen.
To bitumen.
That is what he is saying.
So therefore, this training and council, this skill training council for laborers for using the bituminous involved with the bitumen.
Definitely.
And that mistake happens, and that you cannot avoid it. Then even though you have done the quality control, everything, good quality of bitumen, everything is there, but
Because base is not that.
Yes, it is
So
failing.
the training will be happen from the base to
Right, best to
I
that.
gave only example of the parameters
Yes,
of
yes, the
bitumen.
idea was very good.
Right.
Madam,
I appreciate
was
that
to
idea.
make a SOP because what she tried to explain is that people don't know how to handle the emulsion. People don't know what is the exactly how to handle the bitumen. That level of knowledge and that level of information must be provided to the lowest level. Highest वहाँ ऊपर में कोई भी अच्छा विटामिन ला के दे देंगे but the product will not be handled perfectly.
The contribution of bitumen is 3% to 5%, but responsibility is 100%.
इसीलिए बोला actually that is very good point.
सर आपको जो अमृतसर जामनगर एक्सप्रेस वे है वहाँ गलती
दिल्ली मुंबई में
मुंबई दिल्ली मुंबई
हाईली प्लास्टिक सॉइल को आप स्टेबलाइज कर रहे हो तो गड़बड़ हो गई एंड में बोला गया CRMP के कारण फेल हो गया CRMP can't do anything if your
CRMP total 4.5% लगा उसमें
20 PI वाला मल्ला मटेरियल को आप डाल रहे हो पेमेंट में वो तो फेल होता ही होता है.
There is a hand raised by Mr. Sabu, Nikhil Sabu.
Yes, sir. Actually, there was a question regarding molasses. So I just want to make few things clear. So one is regarding the interaction which was being discussed. So just wanted to clarify regarding molasses. Of course, I don't have expertise in all the type of biobinders. But regarding molasses, sir, we have already evaluated that how it interacts with bitumen. Molasses is water soluble. But when you mix 30% molasses with bitumen, it will not get separated. The only reason being that there is a strong chemical interaction. Now coming to the cost, sir, I am not sure that how it is being referred that the cost is very high.
doable thing. Yeah, Mr. Su, you want to add?
Thank you, Akhilesh ji, and thank you everyone. It's like when you talk of BIF, what Amrika said and what Rexy was telling about creation of BIF, it is just like homecoming. There has been little gap that I have been in such calls, but it's very right path that we are seeing. Whatever we had discussed in 2016-17, we are going all across the globe. And global Bitumen Forum is something which is happening. I just wanted to share two thoughts, and actually Ambika said rightly. More than looking for big things, we also need to have focus on basic things in bitumen industry of India actually. And what she has rightly said, that our focus on skill development has to be for the person who is on the road. That point I think we need to focus, number one. And number two, even Ambika, even on the issues that are coming, and I will just get back to that point, that India's context of in the United Nations for decarbonization and reduction in carbon emissions, the target for 2030, which is 1 billion metric tons of carbon emissions. And I think we are nowhere near. But at the same time, there is a lot of opportunity in the bitumen industry where we can show a definite gain even for the government point of view, because we are heating so much of bitumen, we are heating so much of aggregate that so much of carbon dioxide is coming. At the same time, for constructing roads, as Pandey was telling, that for new roads we are using so much of natural resources like aggregates. And I think I heard Ambika earlier in her posts or otherwise, she rightly says that recycling is something that has to be focused. And I feel even for our engineers we need to have some sessions on the importance of recycling. I will just like to quote the...
In fact, I'll add on that, the US guidelines have very clearly said, NAPA, that if you are using a 40% RAP, you are cutting down 30% emissions of road construction. Clear guidelines. So which means recycling has to be there.
And it will decrease the consumption of bitumen also.
Yes. That is why
That is by 30%.
the emissions are coming down.
It's a live example. The Ghaziabad-Aligarh Expressway done by Tube Highways. The 112 kilometers which was done in 100 hours. There, the natural resources saving is 4.3 million tons. That much of natural resources have been saved. And the saving on carbon dioxide emissions is 78,000 metric tons. Whereas only part of the 6 laning was done with the CCPR and the other one is with hot bitumen. So I think we should strategize kind of knowledge sharing with the higher ups as well as on the ground, because I feel if we talk of CCPR or CIPR in some higher levels also, probably people will take little time at execution level. So, and at the same time, this somehow I feel, this is my feeling, Pandey will know much better than us, that this target which our Honorable Prime Minister set in the Glasgow Summit for 2030 and 2070, some pressure is going to come, and on the usage of bituminous materials which are environment friendly.